This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
So, in the past few days, there's been quite a few reports that it's been flying around where they believe that Sky Sports and BT Sport would up the pay-per-view price for a £50, so $49.95 for Joshua Fury, if and when that fight happens, and if it's for undisputed. Now, it's like anything with pay-per-view. It's not ideal for anybody. It doesn't matter whether you can afford it or whether you can't. But of course, people will look at it and say, well, Joshua Fury, undisputed, 50 quid, are we willing to pay it? A lot of us will go, yeah, of course. It doesn't really matter how much money it's going to be. We'll go, yeah, of course. But a lot of people's reaction to that kind of price or any price on pay-per-view will be dependent on your income, won't it? If you have spare money, if you make an okay living, you're not going to worry about it too much. But of course, there's so many people that live on the breadline, really, that they can't really afford to even pay the monthly subscription for Sky Sports or BT Sport, let alone a pay-per-view on top of it. So any kind of pay-per-view price is not ideal. Now, the average pay-per-view price over the last couple of years has been about £20, so $19.95, or that little bit extra if you want HD. But for the past two pay-per-views with Joshua versus Ruiz Part 2 and Fury Wilder Part 2, they went up to £25, $24.95. So you can look at it and go, well, thinking about it, it's Joshua versus Fury. It's a fight that most people in the boxing world would love to see, and especially if it is going to be for undisputed, a one-off 50 quid, no worries. It's just doubling. But really, it's not doubling, it's over doubling, because we've only had two pay-per-view fights at £25. Now, maybe £25 going forward, that'll be the new standard. I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's going to continue at 20 quid, or hopefully abolished altogether. That'd be great. But it's like anything. If you can afford it, you don't mind. If you can't afford it, of course, it's going to be a problem. And that will drive a lot of people towards the streaming services. But Eddie Hearn, he says that he doesn't believe that it'll be £50. If anything, it'll be around about the £30 mark, so £29.95. But again, as he says, he doesn't have any kind of input, or he alleges he doesn't have any kind of input when it comes to the pay-per-view pricing on Sky Sports. Certainly for BT Sport, he'll have nothing to do with that whatsoever. But in truth, I don't think that he can influence an increase of a pay-per-view or a decrease of a pay-per-view price. I don't think that he's going to do with it. His job is to make the fights. The pricing will be dependent on the network, Sky and BT Sport. But 30 quid, is that a lot of money for a pay-per-view? Considering what they pay in America for pretty subpar pay-per-views, let's be honest, for the most part, I think 30 quid isn't too bad, considering what they have to pay over there in America, where they're touching like the equivalent of about £60 or £70 for a pay-per-view. Depending if Floyd Mayweather is fighting, it's a little bit more, isn't it? But the pay-per-view market is dying, and of course with the whole economic system going on right now, or potentially that could be happening with the world maybe going into some kind of recession that may last for a number of years. Who knows how long that this will kind of last for. But it's not ideal when people are probably going to come out of this whole crisis that's been going on in the world over the past few months, and then ask them to pay an increase of pay-per-view. It's kind of bad, really, isn't it? So it depends on how you look at it, really. I mean, for me, I think that all pay-per-views should be abolished. To be honest with you, it's not about whether or not you can afford it or not. Fact is, you pay your Sky subscription, you should get certain perks with it. That's my honest belief on it. But anyway, it is what it is. Eddie Hearn, he believes that it will not be £50 for the pay-per-view. If anything, if he had to guess, it may be about 30. But is that still okay? Is £30 okay? Well, as I said, it depends on your finances. That's what it is. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.